Recording in progress.
All right, wonderful. Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our kings and queens in the house. Those also that is participating on the very varied YouTube channels. We do want to thank you for joining us on all the other social media platforms. Also, on this Thursday, July 18th, 2024. And oh my goodness, we are already in July, wrapping up this year very fastly. Hey, so we just want to welcome everyone to Deep Dive, and we are globally changing lives on this wonderful Thursday, where, of course, we will be favored at this time with the wonderful theme song that we choose from Lirato Shadari. And it has been a wonderful song, a very fitting song for us during this time in the journey of Unpassive. And so, without any further ado, we will definitely go over to that song where Queen Lerato sings lusciously. So the nonverbal communication, of course, will be more likely the partnership or different and varied partnerships that have been formulated with on passive, of course, and with the different councils that especially the woman emirate um, council of emirates women and all of that, especially in this video. So please watch and enjoy.
We are here. We are on path, shining bright into the future with bright light. With one heart and revolution, lifting up humanity as we rise, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn. We are the stars. Oh, into it, into it. Oh, into it, into it. Bringing hope. Your next stop is unpassive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Loretta Shadari. Stand clear of the closing doors. We do hope and trust that that song brings some intrigue to the journey that we are presently on. And of course, what a wonderful journey we are embarking upon. And so we just want to indulge everyone's attention to the first presentation. And of course, this presentation is none other than the mindset. And as far as I am concerned, the mindset is more important than anything else that is happening at this time. Because if the mindset is not correct, if the mindset is not right, if the mindset is not good, then not only will it affect you in on passive, but it also will affect you in life. That is how important mindset is. It's not just limited to just on passive. And that is why we encourage everyone to upgrade their mindset. What do I mean by that? Read. First thing, read. Read the word, which is the Bible. Read good books, positive books. Think and Grow Rich. Secret of the Millionaire Mind. Cash Flow Quadrant. Think Big. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Who Moved My Cheese? Read books, read books. These books will help you to get your mindset in the correct way. And of course, join Queen Miriam every Monday, also every Monday at 6 p.m. for Mindset Monday. Very important, very important. And due to the fact that we are all here on Deep Dive, because on Deep Dive, we pay particular attention to mindset every Tuesday, every Thursday. And so this Thursday is no different. We are also concentrating on the mindset this day that we are meeting right here with none other than our illustrious, wonderful um, Queen Jacqueline Warner, inspirational speaker, and she has been an entrepreneur for years, long before on passive. She is a talk show host, and it goes on, goes on. And of course, she's a grandmother, right? You would not believe that this young girl, young lady, is a grandmother. So, why are we sick? And this is now part 4. So, indulge me and indulge the next presenter as she speak to us on that topic. Over to you, Queen Jacqueline Warner.
Yes, good evening, good evening, good evening. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Dr. Derrick, for that introduction. Thank you for allowing for me to be part of this platform, our platform, like you always say. Thank you for the mindset that you started on this platform, that you empower us, uplift us, and help us in turn to uplift each other. So thank you so much. Thanks to the other leaders. Thanks to especially Queen Adu for her amazing DJ that you bring to us, the after party. Thank you so much for that. And most of all, thank you to the brand ambassadors, for showing up and supporting and also getting your mind in the right place, like Dr. Derrick is talking about, not only for our passing, but for our entire life, for our very well being. So thank you so much for showing up, each and every one of you. And yes, tonight we're going to be talking about why we're still on the headline is why we are sick. But we're talking tonight is a continuation still what goes in our body.
Mm.
And what we put in our mouths is so important, but also what we drink and what we inhale or breathe in on a daily basis. So um, I will be discussing with you what else we put in our mouths that is toxic and dangerous to our cells and our immune system. So let us start with what we drink. The first issue, like all of us know, we have an issue with it. Me, myself, oh, we do not drink enough water. And water is so important because it helps in the elimination of toxins. Okay? So that's the reason for us to drink the water, but that's not the only reason. Secondly, the water that we're drinking is toxic, even though the media and the government agencies make us to believe that the water supplies are safe, but that is far from the truth. And we know that because, people are purchasing bottled water. People have put filters in their homes. People have turned their whole home into, filtering their water, your bath water, your drinking water, everything. So some of us can afford it and some of us can't. Some of us are still drinking tap water, not knowing the danger or how we are endangering our own bodies. Everything is like self-inflicted and inflicted at the same time by those who knows better. Anyway, it goes on to say the tap water we drink has chemicals added. And those chemicals are chlorine and fluoride. We can taste it in our waters. We can actually smell it in our waters. You know, when we if we don't have a filter on, we can smell the chlorine immediately. Or when we take in a shower, we smell the chlorine. Just turning on your bathroom sink, you can smell the chlorine. It's all depends on how heavy they have put the chlorine in the water, not your water, but the water supply itself. So the tap water, which is chlorinated water, is actually chlorinated water, cause scarring of the tissues, of the arteries, not the tissues. So this occurs when your LDL cholesterol attaches to the damaged arteries causing arteriosclerosis. So what happens? You go to your doctor and they say, hey, your cholesterol is high. How would you like me to put you on? Well, they don't even ask the question, but they start to introduce you to cholesterol medication. And that's not getting to the root of the problem, because it doesn't matter how high or how low your cholesterol is. The problem is, why is it attaching to your arteries? And the only reason they can attach to your arteries is because your arteries are damaged. So once they start attaching themselves, then clogging starts, and other issues just start to come. One, like, it's a, how you call it, a domino effect. So when we do not drink enough water, the body, of course, becomes dehydrated, causing several types of medical problems. And I will just name a few of these problems. You get stiffness, you get arthritis, you get asthma, or you get allergies, you get pain, and other medical issues. But dehydration simply means that the cell does not have enough fluid for the cell to function efficiently, as it should. So the key issues caused by dehydration is that the body and the cells become highly toxic due to toxins and the waste matter or waste materials, I would say matter, are not being flushed out of the system. And remember that it starts from the cell and not from the organ. So if your system is kept clean, or if our systems is kept clean, then our cells would be healthy. Because if we have healthy cells, then we're going to have healthy tissues. And from healthy tissues come healthy organism, and then healthy organs. And then, of course, it's left with each and every one of us, and we are healthy. Because remember, the body was made to fight off viruses and bacteria. It was not made to say, you know what, I can't do nothing. I can't help you. Our Heavenly Father didn't make he don't make no mistakes, and he made a perfect body. But believe it or not, it might come sometimes with some self dysfunction, but it's caused by us ourselves. But everything is made perfect, you know? So that is the reason putting the least amount of toxins in our bodies is particularly important. So let's get back again to the water. There are 4 types of water that we are familiar with, starting with tap water, purified water, spring water, and distilled water. Tap water is considered the worst because it has added chemicals, and I've mentioned them, which are the chlorine and the fluoride. Now, fluoride is the most toxic chemical in the world, which is found in our toothpaste, our mouthwashes, and other products. So we were led to believe that the fluoride, is good for our teeth, but it is all a lie. Fluoride can affect every organ in the body, especially the thyroid gland, our metabolism, because it slows it down, causing obesity. And then people wonder, well, why we're fat? I'm not eating that much. A matter of fact, I'm eating less, but yet I'm gaining this weight. It's not you. It's just not you. It's the chemicals. The ones we have chemicals that we have control of, and there's chemicals that we don't, or toxins we have control of, and toxins we don't. Okay? So obesity, depression comes with it, and all types of physical problems. Now, toxins also enter the body through the largest organ in the body. And we know what that organ is the skin. It was reported that more toxins are absorbed by taking 1 shower compared to drinking 5 glasses of water. Imagine, just imagine, just 1 shower alone is reaps havoc to our system, to our immune system, to our cells, to our very well-being. And this reveals to us how taking a shower to clean our body can also cause harm to our bodies. Imagine, here we taking a nice shower, feeling great and so forth. And what? A shower is a gas chamber. Hi. So you would probably say, how? Well, especially if you have a warm or hot shower. Some people love steamy showers. They love it hot and steamy. Lord, hear me, and this thing again don't want to move when I wanted to move. Okay. So, well, especially if you have a warm shower, the steam turns toxins into gas, making the shower a toxic gas chamber. There are other places like steam rooms, hot tubs, swimming pools, especially where the highest level of toxin is being absorbed in our bodies. I remember one time, I think it was at the YMCA, I went into a steam room. Oh my gosh, it was my very first time. I couldn't even stay in there for 5 minutes. I had to get out. It felt like I was stifling and I couldn't breathe. Yet these people were sitting in there like it was nothing. But I couldn't, that's what this soul system was out. I couldn't handle that. And swimming pools, of course, when we're kids, we enjoy them because we don't know any better. But I remember me and my sister, we would get out the pool and we were already dark from the sun. But let me tell you, that the pool, that chlorine will give us a cloudy, dark look. And they even used to call us the two black birds. You know what I mean? So chlorine is not good at all. We see the outside effects, but we don't know the inside effects. And that's why it's good that I'm bringing this information. I'm learning to myself, you know? So I'm going back to the scarring of the arteries because just want to inform you of the three things that cause the scarring of the arteries that cause arteriosclerosis and heart disease. Number one is the chlorinated water that we drink. Some of us have filters. I know I have filters on my pipes. My dad had an outdoor filter. We were filtering the water, but I sure some things still try to get in. I don't think it really get the water entirely, but it sure doesn't smell or taste too much like chlorine. Anyway, like I said, the chlorinated water is that we drink and we bathe and we swim cause massive scarring of the arteries and then leads to the clogging process. Now, once the arteries are scarred and damaged, like I said before, the LDL cholesterol is attached causing heart disease. So I can conclude that the cholesterol is not the problem, no matter how high or low, but was damaging the arteries. So it's not the cholesterol that's damaging the arteries. It's the damage done by the tap water, the chemicals, the chlorine and the fluoride. That's what damage the arteries and cause your LDL cholesterol to attach to it. Cause the clogging, okay? So let me get back. Number two is the hydrogenated oils or trans fat. When you look at the labels on your boxes or jars or cans in the supermarket, you always see those two listed at the top if you read your labels. So when you read the label, you will see them listed at the top before anything else. For example, margarine is a hydrogenated oil, and some people love margarine. It's less expensive, number one, but look at what you're getting from it, and these trans fats also scars our arteries, causing heart disease again, and the arteriosclerosis. So number three is the homogenized dairy products. We talked about that last week. People usually say, well, I drink low-fat milk, or I'm having low-fat yogurt. Well, let me burst your bubble. Fat has nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing. Just think for a moment, when they take out the fat, what are they replacing it with? I remember when I went into the supermarket and I was seeing low fat and this missing. I said to myself, well, if they're taking out the fat, what are they putting in? You know, I'm always was questionable to these things when I walk into the supermarket. Even if it's something I've never seen before. We always accustomed to getting milk. All of a sudden it's semi fat, low fat, 1%, 2%, and all this. When you see these things, that means these things have been meddled with. They are no longer in their original state. They're no longer natural. They are man-made. Because now you're taking out and you're putting in. And that's not considered natural anymore. Okay, now you are making up something to be what it should have been originally. So when you go into the supermarket, you see strange things, ask yourself questions. You know, you don't have to let everybody know you're talking to yourself. It could be just with your mind, just with your thought. What is going on here? You know? So when this takes place, the product is no longer in its natural state, but becomes man-made. Remember, if it is man-made, do not eat it. You know, do not eat it. The reason heart disease is so prevalent today is because of the tap water people drink, the shower, especially the chlorinated pools. That's the reason. We wonder why these people just falling apart? Why is people just dying one after another? You know, heart attacks, mostly heart attacks or heart replacement or what you call it. That other thing they do to people, they forgot what they call that one. But they take out their heart and put in a little mechanical thing that, that itself is not safe. But once you get to that point, you almost like don't have a choice, you know? So we got to be so careful. So it's not only the water, but also the chlorine used in the processing of many of our fruits and vegetables, such as even down to the irrigation of our vegetables and fruits. So chlorine is a major problem. And the waters are highly toxic, causing the scarring again of the arteries, which leads to heart disease. Okay? And here are some ways toxins get into the body. We're drinking the tap water, we're eating, or we're drinking anything made with water. We're eating any food that was grown with water. We're eating any meat, poultry, fish, or dairy products where the animal drank the water. And that's how they get into our bodies. Not we per se, putting them into our bodies, but it's the chemicals that are used in the water. And once it's used in the water, all of us are drinking it. Even the animals or vegetables is irrigated with it. So we're in a hard place, but there is a way out. So the quality of the water supply is being rated by the amount of chlorine and fluoride in the water. The news media and the government agencies promote water as being its healthiest when adding more of the most poisonous toxins, chlorine and fluoride. So, you see why we need to be our best health advocate? How we have to take our health into our own hands as much as we can, besides going to the doctor to get a physical or yearly physical, just to confirm that all is well, But, So getting back to the skin. Everything we put on top of the skin goes to the bloodstream within minutes. This is also a fact concluded by scientists. Just think of the things we put on our bodies, such as lotions, moisturizers, sunscreen, cosmetics, soap, shampoo, etc. The list goes on and on and on. But every one of these products contain ingredients that even the FDA states are poisonous if taken internally. So a Swiss study was done on sunscreen, and it stated that 5 of the most common ingredients cause cancer. So it is not the sun that causes the cancer, but it is the ingredients in the sunscreen. Just keep this in mind. If you cannot eat it, do not put it on your skin. You know, you might have to go back to the kitchen and make all sort of things. You know, make your own little My daughter makes something with beef fat. I forgot what she called it, but she's using that on her children's skin. You could smell the beef, but after a while you don't smell it. When you first put it on, you do smell it though, and it keeps the skin moisturized. But it's a pack. I don't know if it's healthy or not. But she always making something in the kitchen. And and you know why we need to go back a little bit to old school, because you know why? New school is killing us. New school is killing us. Old school was helping us to live, giving us life abundantly, like our Heavenly Father ordained for each and every one of us. But new school is not doing a good job of it at all. Next, the toxins that is absorbed through the nose are found in the air that we breathe. So where you live and work will determine the number of pollutants in the air. Most major cities are filled with poisonous chemicals. We know that. We know some of that. New York City for sure. Because I lived there, and oh my gosh, I used to think the bacteria was walking on the ground. That's how bad it was. You know, the humidity when it gets steamy. Those chemicals start to evaporate into the air. Now we breathing them in, and a lot of people have asthma there. They suffer from upper respiratory issues. It's because of the pollutants in the air. Don't talk about all the cars and the carbon dioxide. You know, so people who live further away from the city tend to be more healthier because they're not breathing in all of these chemicals, especially from the factories. So it's a lot of, you got to be very particular where you live if you can help it. If you can't help it, then you have to do as much as you can about it, to save yourself. Anyway, just remember, we breathe every second, and we are also absorbing toxins every second. Also, so it's one for one. Okay? There are many toxins in the air that we are unaware of. Air fresheners are the worst. And I can tell you that because, oh my gosh, when I go and visit people and they have air fresheners, it's just so irritating. It started to get my nose all messed up. And it's true. After reading this, I found out that not only does it eliminate the odors, but Lord, it eliminates the ability to smell the odor. That's what happens. Okay? There are many, like you said, air fresheners are the worst. Talk about misleading advertisement. Yes, air fresheners eliminate odors, but we breathe in the poisonous chemicals. This poison kills all the receptors in our nose, causing us not to smell the odor anymore. So you see what happened? We are losing at it. Yeah, your house smells good, but it only smells good because you can no longer smell the odor because your receptors are being blocked up, damaged. So air fresheners, use natural stuff. lemon, cinnamon. You know, I used to work for this outpatient psychiatric clinic in New York, and what they used to do is the manager, she used to put a pot of cinnamon on the stove at low temperature. She said that will keep the place calm. And it truly did. I was the noisiest person in there, you know, because I just had to make people laugh and make them feel at home. So that really works. And it had and a nice aroma, and it was natural. There were no side effects, you know. So we got to learn how to use the natural things, even lemon, you know, dry them out. There's so much things that give us great smells in a house. We don't need artificial fresheners. So they do not eliminate odor, but they eliminate the ability to smell them. Other toxins include mold. You know, if you have a lot of moisture in your house, you know, mold start to grow. It grow even on your shoes and closets. That gets you sick. I have seen apartment buildings closed down because of mold. So mold is not something you say, oh, let me throw some Clorox and it disappear, but it doesn't eliminate. It comes back. Okay? And dusts, you know, pollens and fumes emitted from your carpet. And when I saw it, I said, wow, I remember my daughter putting some new carpet down in the house before she's going to sell it. And let me tell you, the fumes from the car, I was wondering, well, why the carpet smell like that? You had to open up the windows. Okay? So I don't know if it's the quality or it's not the quality, it's the chemicals in the carpet. When you think is a new carpet smelling so awful. Anything that make you go like, that's toxic. Don't breathe it in. Get rid of it. Glue, paint, even mattresses sometimes have an order. If you have a mattress order, return it to the store. Tell me you want another one. Soaps in your cleaning of sheets and clothing. Especially don't talk about softeners. I tried a softener because it said plant based. Let me tell you, the smell was so strong I couldn't use it anymore. It was stifling. So that means it's no good. And then your clothes smell like that and you continue to be breathing it in even while you're wearing it. No, 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 no. Get rid of stuff like that. Put a lemon in a sock and let it dry it out and let it go in your dryer. Something. Vinegar or whatever. So and air conditioning unit, you know. And people love AC. You can't tell them nothing about an AC. But just think of the term and say air conditioning. It's conditioning your air, all right? Because the air conditioning unit cools the air, but loads the air with contaminants. The most important nutrient for our body is oxygen. That's the most important nutrient that we truly need is oxygen. You know why? Just think for a moment. A man or woman cannot live for weeks without food. Okay? Days without water. But we only can live a few seconds without air. And that's how important our air is to us. You know? And it shows it in the beginning of time with our Heavenly Father. He blew into the nostrils of Adam. And he got life. So the most, maybe and any aroma that you smell is entering your body. In today's world, it is a fact that we are inhaling toxins daily. Not sometimes, not some days, but daily. So we know that it's impossible to eliminate them entirely. Yes, it is. But we can do our darnest best to reduce the amount of toxins we inhale. Last, if we reduce the toxins that we breathe in, that can have a profound effect on our health. So we got to be so careful on what we put in our bodies. You know, the water we drink, I heard you remember Dr. Derrick said, go to the health food store and buy the little script. Even on YouTube, people have done years ago, they have done test the waters to tell you what waters are good and what waters are bad. Deciding to put filters on your kitchen sink, eliminating some. We can't get everything, but we can lessen the toxins that we intake into our bodies. You know, heart attacks and heart disease is not something easy at all to deal with. People go to take go to the bathroom to pass some urine and they end up dead on the floor. Sometimes the closest person to you do not know how to do CPR and you die just like that. You know, let's do our best to eliminate the toxins as much as possible. You know, watch what we put, even our deodorants and all those things, all of them. You know, you're not supposed to be wearing antiperspirant. You know, they said it leads to breast cancer. They're not, well, anything can lead to anything these days because once the immune system is weakened and you're deficient in vitamins or minerals or whatever it may be, the body is open, the chill is down, anything could come in. And so we got to learn how to put our shields up and keep them up to the best of our ability. It's not easy, but neither is it hard unless you make it hard. Piece by piece, one by one, you can eliminate things out of your diet, things that you know, air fresheners. If you know they're bad, don't buy them no more. I don't use air fresheners. After I found those things out years ago, toothpaste. I don't buy Colgate, Crest, or none of those. You got to research. If God tells you in His Word to go look when the your pastor talk on the pulpit, he said go and examine what he's saying. Well, don't you think we should examine what we're eating, what we're putting into our mouths, the things we can't control? We pray about them and ask God to cleanse us of those iniquities, you know, and bless our foods or whatever, everything. We go to Him and pray about it that we don't have control about. But the things that we have control, He expects us to take care of it. So let's do our best to eliminate some of those toxins that we can control. So I thank each and every one of you for your listening here. And next week I will continue with part 5. I appreciate you. And back to you, Dr. Derrick. And thank you for allowing me to speak on this platform.
Wonderful. What you see, you remember we don't have any resound, you know. So
I know that.
there's there's no way to give you that lovely hand core.
We can do it naturally.
There's no way to give you that lovely hand core that we are used to. Anyway, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Listen, when we were created naturally. Naturally. That's how God created us. Naturally. To do things as natural as you can do it, it is better for you. All right. The more natural you go back to, so if that means that you have to grow your own vegetable and fruits, right? That is natural as how God intended it. All right. And so please read Genesis 1 and verse 29. That is going to tell you exactly what God intended for us to eat as meat. Chicken is not meat. Chicken is flesh. Beef is not meat. Beef is flesh. All right? Because where we get wisdom from is from God. Let us understand that. Where wisdom comes from is not from man, it's from God. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. That is man's meat.
Amen.
Not flesh. Flesh is flesh. Okay? So at least get that. All right? Especially if you are a child of God. Meat is nuts, grains, fruits originally, and the tree of life. But after sin, the tree of life was removed and vegetable was placed in its stead. Okay? So that is your meat for human beings. All right, beautiful. Thank you very much, Queen Jacqueline Warner. Okay, I'm looking at the reason I'm a little distracted. I'm looking at a comment. Hi everyone, this is Mickey Anderson. Hi everyone, praise Yahweh, Leviticus 11. All right, so Leviticus 11 talking about the flesh that God permitted human beings to eat, really and truly in the time of the flood. It wasn't supposed to continue and continue and continue. It was only supposed to be in the time of the flood. And that is why in the time of the flood, not understanding by a lot of people that the clean animals went in by 7 pairs and the unclean animals went in by a pair. So just two, just to preserve life. All right? Because there is still some stipulation on which flesh Noah and his family was to eat after the flood or, during that process. So God still stipulate. All right? So originally and just after sin, our diet, nuts, grains, fruit, and the tree of life, and then after sin, nuts, grains, fruit, and vegetable, because we have no more access to the tree of life. All right? So if we are faithful, then we will have that access to the tree of life one more time. And then also there will be no eating of flesh because God didn't intend for us to kill another life to get food. That was never God's intent. All right? So bear that in mind. Thank you very much, Queen Jacqueline Warner. All right, wonderful. All right, any comment from anyone? I don't see any hand up. All right, wonderful. But I do know that our First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny, would like to speak at this time.
You bet.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you so much, King Dr. Derrick, for giving me this opportunity. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to my queens and kings around the globe. It all depends upon your location. Dr. Derrick, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. There are a lot of things that I'm confused, but I shouldn't be confused because if Queen Jacqueline says something, she has done her research. I'm just, I don't know, but anyway, thank you again. I want to take this moment to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing all of us together this evening, this morning, this afternoon. Most of the time, I always say the air that you breathe at this moment, you're not paying for it. So we have to thank God for what He has done and what He will continue to do to all of us. I also want to thank Him for sending another important person, because if it wasn't for that individual, you and I would not be here. Mr. Ashmafan. Can you guys see him? Right there. There you go. That's him. He's the man. He is the real man. I mean, the best CEO that I've ever seen in the world. Someone whose main aim is to help humanity, and his determination, he will do what it takes, no matter the obstacles. And he made a statement that he doesn't mind facing all those challenges. You know, I believe the more challenges you face, you work hard and you succeed, because he made us to also understand that the Lord, the force, is talking to him, because he believes in God and he's fighting to do something to better humanity. God is with him. Isn't it, Queen Jacqueline Warner? God is with our CEO, right? So when you guys have time, please just pray for him and his entire family, and also pray that everything works out so we can start receiving our apples.
Apples, yeah.
Queen Jacqueline Warner, I would say extraordinary mindset. When it comes to our health, I know that we all play, and we eat certain things that we're not supposed to eat. Well, I do eat something that I'm not supposed to eat, but I eat because I'm hungry. I have to say it, right? Queen Jacqueline Warner, this thing about this water, about toxic water. Now, according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, which is the EPA, found out that it sets a limit for certain contaminants in tap water. But even though they are setting the limit, but there are different states in this country that are suffering when it comes to water.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why they cannot help those states. I don't think it's really fair, although I can't say anything, right? So drinking water, the quality standard are based on the health effect likely to occur if a person exposed to poor water. So, but we have, well, let me say elderly, and we have younger people or younger kids that they're drinking. You want to tell me that the tap water that everybody, the students are drinking when you go to school, I'm not sure that it's been filtered.
Nope, it's not filtered.
So they just drink.
Yeah.
Well, it's only God taking care of them.
Yes, indeed.
Water, I heard that is it 7%? I'm sorry. The pH level is 7. Is it really true that it's really 7?
And that's why Dr. Derrick has said for us to get the little strips at the health food store, and that way we could test the waters we buy and the waters in our home.
Oh. Okay. Aye.
I mean, you can smell the chlorine in the water when you turn the water on, and you can tell after you take a shower how white your skin is cloudy if it's a lot of chlorine in the water.
Despite the fact that it's hot water, Now we're trying to use the hot water to take a shower.
Well, you see what happened, the hot water turned the toxins into a gas. So now you are inhaling the gases.
So it means that we don't have to take shower.
No, you see, no, you can buy a filter for your shower. You can buy a filter to filter the water. I mean, I bathe with the shower because the shower has the filter, but the bottom doesn't have the filter, so I refuse to shower with the bathe with the bottom from the pipe. I bathe from the shower because there's a filter there, and I can tell the difference in my skin. When you use the bathe in chlorinated water, you can tell your skin look almost like scales of a fish, very dry and scaly, and then you have to put on a whole bunch of lotions. And if you're not putting on the right lotion, now you're putting more toxins in your body.
Jacqueline, why not?
Don't
What
say
type
no
of
more.
lotion? What type of lotion can someone use? I mean, this is tough. Really.
I know you can use oils. You can use olive oil, pure virgin olive oil. You could use coconut oil. There's your oils you can make. You can make up some you can go on YouTube, you can make up creams that you can use naturally for your own self from your kitchen. It's just that convenience kills. Okay, we like convenience, and so we don't have the time to really. And just think of your parents back then. They wasn't using that. Most people was using Vaseline, which is probably now we find out is not too good because it has petroleum in it. But that's what they were using, Vaseline. Everything was Vaseline or coconut butter or cocoa butter. People could have made their own coconut oil, so they were always moisturizing without any problem. It's when we start making all these other stuff, it's all about money, and that's what happens.
Okay. Queen Jacqueline one. Now this thing about deodorant.
Yeah.
When Africans come to America, they say we stink. Okay.
I know.
So
Turn
then,
down, sorry.
and okay, then and then if we don't use it, it's trouble. So we have to use it.
Well, you don't have to use it, but you have to learn how to get. Well, you can use baking soda. There's different things that you can use to put under your arm. If you go natural, one of these people is not accustomed of their natural smell. I dated an African, and I tell you, I didn't have no problem with the smell. As a matter of fact, I loved it. But you're right. They will say that you do stink, but you can use deodorant, which is better than antiperspirants.
The reason why I decided to say something is because I heard you talking about toothpaste. Now, when we go to the dentist, they want us to use Crest and the rest. So if we don't use toothpaste and we just brush our teeth without the toothpaste, it's still okay, right?
Yes, because there's powders that you can mix your own compulsion, make your own toothpaste, and use. You don't have to use what they tell you to use because it's all about money, and your teeth are still being decayed, and you're still going to the dentist.
And they want you to floss.
Well, floss is not a problem. Yes, floss or no. Sometimes food, especially if your teeth have a little space, the food will get inside of there, and if you don't floss it out, it will make it on order. Some people get bad breath because the food is locked in there. They never got it out. So yeah, flossing is okay, but just get natural floss. Don't go and get these that say they have this on it and it's helping your gums and all. That all is garbage. It's false advertisement. It's misleading, and we have been misled enough. It's time to wake up and start becoming our best health advocate for ourselves. It's time. Too much people are dying every day, every second, every minute. Just enough is enough.
Wow. I don't want to keep talking, but I believe the first thing I wanted to talk was that us Africans coming to America and they say we stink. And
you not stink. Is they don't even know what they smell like. That's the whole key. They don't even know what they smell like because they can't go a couple of days without using deodorant. But if you practice it, you can go a couple of days without deodorant. Some deodorants make you smell like a rangoon instead of making you smell good. So what's the sense? We're just being misled.
I don't want to screw up things, but I'll be quiet for now. Thank you so much, Queen
You're
JW.
welcome.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you also.
Thank you, King Dr. Derrick, for giving me the opportunity.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny.
You said we should not eat meat. We should not eat fish. Oh, you said something about man-made. Man-made. What was it? Man-made water? No, it's not that.
No, it was. I said it in the milk. I said it because when they replace, they have low-fat milk, they have low-fat yogurt. They take out the fats out of these things, and they're telling you, "Oh, the fat doesn't exist anymore, so you can eat it." But that's a lie, because if you take out the fat, what are you replacing it with? What are you actually putting in there? So now it changed from the natural state to man-made, because when you take something out, you have to put something in. There's replacement going on. So it's no more longer natural. And now they have to make it as natural as possible for you to eat it.
How about the coffee creamer?
Oh my gosh. When you look at the ingredients alone, just look at the ingredients alone. That's what make me put things down. I'd be like, oh my God, that is too much for me to read. And if it takes that much chemicals to make the creamer taste that good, then it's no good.
Okay, well, now, the creamer that I take is not even sweet. Is that still
If you take a creamer and it says it have 2 ingredients, the most of the ingredients anything's supposed to have in it is 7. If you have and it's supposed to be ingredients that you could pronounce and that you know. And if you can't pronounce them and you don't know them, then that's not ingredients for you.
Check. All right. Queen Lily, I will stop now for my questions.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. The easiest thing, you see, you're trying to.
It's talking, but we can't hear him.
Oh, you see, I have so many places to mute. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. Really appreciate. The easiest way, Dr. Benny, the easiest way is to go back to the natural. Anything that you buy in the supermarket, not natural. Anything you buy in the store, not natural. Anything you grow in your backyard, good to go. Anything your friend grow in their backyard, and that is why I say over and over again, find a local farmer, find a little man round the road, a community farm or something. You see, we have persons who engage, and if you walk around your neighborhood and you see a plot of land empty, bush up, you can go to the city council and request under the umbrella of turning it into a community farm so the community can benefit. That would be the direction to. If you don't have a little backyard and you see a little land that is open, nobody building on it, and it's there for few months now, couple years now, and nothing is happening to it. It just bush up, and once in a while, somebody might come and cut it from the city or something. Go and request it. Meet with your community Most community might have a president and this and that and what have you. So meet with them and see if we can use this little land for getting our own little community garden going. A lot of that happening in Brooklyn, especially. Um, a lot of that happening in Brooklyn. So try it out.
And in Florida too.
And well, yes, and in Florida. So try it out. We have to, you see, as Queen JW said earlier, you see, we live in the fast life. And so the fast life come with a price.
Yeah.
We live in the fast
Deadly
life.
price.
But we have to remember that the fast life come with a price. All right? So listen, don't get into the cream of wheat and whether this one is better than this one, and none of them not good. None of them not good. Don't try to get into the milk and whether is zero fat or half a fat and one fat and two fat and three and a half and what. Don't get into all of that. None of them do good. None of them do good.
Not good.
Not good. All right? Not good. So, because if you get into that, your head going to hurt you. Your head going to hurt you. All right? So, there was a few question also on the YouTube chat. Jelly Snack talking about some canned water. We're not promoting canned water. We're not lifting up any brand of water. What we are doing is telling you to drink water at least 7.5 minimum. All right, and that is pH. Oh, sorry, pH. 7.5 minimum. All right.
Yeah.
And how you know if it is 7.5? Go to the health food store and get a pH tester. It's sell, or you can buy it online. pH tester, right? And buy it and test your water. Some come with drops. Some is drops where you put a little water in a little. They give you a kind of like a test tube looking thing like, and you put some water in there. Put a drop or two drop of the pH tester, and if it turn a certain color, it's this pH. If it, etc., etc. Test the water. You know that this bottle water, boom, thumbs up. You buy that bottle water, right?
Yep.
You test your pipe water. I don't know of any pipe water. Um, Anywhere. I don't have no. I don't know of any pipe water anywhere that is good. I don't know of it. I have tested a lot of water, pipe water, and so please test your water. Again, the fast life. You see, we, bam, 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 you get up, you're not even pray. You barely grab two bagel and cream cheese and wash it down with coffee.
Yeah.
And that is your breakfast. That don't work. I ate a nice bowl of porridge this morning. You understand? With banana, ripe banana. Banana is a fruit. So I choose to make it ripe before I consume it. Ripe banana, oats, um, hemp, little ganja there, hemp, hemp seed, and pistachio.
Really nice.
Yeah, my almond nuts and my pumpkin seed, and with couple dates in there. That is my sugar. That was my breakfast this morning. With a nice. I use Ezekiel bread. That's the bread that I use. You have to put it in the fridge. You only can get it in the fridge at the supermarket. They'll sell on the shelf. Ezekiel bread, and I buy the sesame seed Ezekiel bread, and I toast it a little, and I put some crushed because if you go to the health food store, you can get your peanut, the bulk peanut from off of the shelf. I mean, out of a container. Put it in this. Put it in this um, peanut crusher that they have, and it crush it out. So there's no preservative, no additive, no. Because when you go in the supermarket and you look at the back of that jar, you see about 50 things in there. 50. And you scratch your head. What you can't even call the name of some of those items. So go to the health food store. You see, all these things take time. But because I love my body, oh well, everybody going dead one day. Yes, I'm going dead, but at least I must live a quality of life while I'm living. So I go squeeze, crush out my own peanut, and get my peanut butter, right? So I know that no preservative, no additive, no this, no yellowing, no whiting, no browning, no nothing in there. It's just peanut that me crush. So that is one ingredient. One ingredient. All right. So that is it. If me doing, I try my very best to, if I doing milk, soak some almond overnight, or if I don't have the time, or I don't remember, then at least half hour before I'm going to use it, blend it, put it in water, soak it for about a half hour, and then I blend it, and me get my almond milk. Me sure no preservative in there, no additive, no sugar in there, no nothing in there. Right? It's a source of dry almond. Right? One ingredient again. You see the point? But because we live in this fast life, so we just grab a bagel and cheese and like a coffee or like a tea, and we're going to work. Right? No time to spend on ourselves. And that is a problem that we are having at this juncture in life. We live in the fast life. All right. But the fast life comes with a price. Okay. Fast life. So no, we're not dealing with no canned water and all of that jelly snack. And also Salam Nugent. How come Jesus ate both meat and fish? Well, if you're talking about meat as in nuts, grains, fruits, and vegetable, then yes, thumbs up. There's no record of Jesus eating any flesh. All right, apart from fish. And if you notice, he was the one basically that catch the fish. He was the one that catch it. So he prepared it, so to speak, and he just like how there's no sea creature that could hold a man going into that sea creature, whether whale or dolphin or killer whale or large size whale, it doesn't matter. A man cannot pass the gullet of a whale or of any big sea creature. So that creature, that sea creature that swallowed Jonah, God prepared it. God prepared it. So when God prepares something, that don't even try to compare. All right, let us leave that alone. That had nothing to do with dieting and with what to eat and not to eat. That was a totally different context, and that is a problem, and that's why we don't discuss Bible, or I should say argue Bible, because everybody have their own concept. But when we take things out of context, then that is when we are running up into a lot of problems, because that passage of scripture where Jesus himself ate fish had nothing to do with the context of diet and what to eat and what not to eat. That was a totally different context. So let us leave that alone. Dr. Benny, this version of organic looks really good. No, we're not on organic. I don't know. Jelly snacks. I don't know how you could think that we are on organic. And my eyes still hurting me because the quality of the video or the quality of the looks of this Zoom platform, I don't know how you think that this is organic. There's no resound. There's no let me not start. So no, this is not organic. All right, the bottom line, this is not organic. All right. Welcome, Dr. Benny. Ash is our technology farmer. Thanks, Dr. Derrick. All right, cool, wonderful. So that's cool. No man, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize at this time. No, but we're not using organic. Organic is still, remember, the ecosystem has to come up. We have to have access to the ecosystem before we can have access to organic. And right now we don't have access to the ecosystem. So no, we don't have any access to anything at this time. All right. So as soon as you have access to organic, I mean the ecosystem, then you will have access to organic also. All right. So thank you very much for your comments and all of that in on the YouTube. Really appreciate, really appreciate. But get a tester. It's I think less than $10 or something like that. It's not expensive, right? Less than $10. Well, I guess depend on where you live. And you know, can be expensive, I guess. Because if you're living in Jamaica, it would not be $10. It would be like 1,000 and 10, 160. It would be 1,160 something dollars. So, all right. That is our next topic. Anyway, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Jacqueline Warner, for that presentation. Really, really appreciate. Wonderful. And Dr. Benny, please don't get yourself twisted up in all of these products that is on the shelf. The farther you can get from the shelf of the supermarket, the better. All right. So move away from the shelf. All right. Move away from the shelf. My mother used to use baking soda and wet it in her hand and rub underneath our arm. And I tell you, man, crisp for the whole day. Crisp like biscuit for the whole, but you see, we get sophisticated and we have to have our nadinola and we have to have our pons and we have to have our Jergens and even bigger names than those, I guess. So, you know, we have to have, those are what we have to have, but not understanding that they also dry out our skin. So we have to put more the next day, dry out more. So we keep putting more and it dry out more and it's just a mess. So stop drying out our skin and let our natural radiance that God created us beam from our bodies and stop drying out our skin. So, you know, one of the weirdest things I ever see black people do is put on sunscreen. That's one of that's one of the weirdest thing I ever see. King Carlton, I tell you, I am. You see, we don't know who we are, and that's our problem. We don't know who we are, especially black people, because we follow white people so much. It's not funny. Sorry to say for those who are listening or watching, but we don't stop following. Know who we are, right? All of us, we are all equal in the sight of God. But we are different. Our skin is different, that's all. And so it has to be treated different. So we cannot do what the white person is doing for them skin with our skin as a black person. It don't make any sense. Can't. Yes, go ahead, Queen First Lady, Dr. Benny.
So how about, can we use the baking soda to brush your teeth? It's better than the toothpaste, correct?
Well, yes,
Okay, thank
yes.
you.
I actually use charcoal. That's what I use. Charcoal. I mean, not the charcoal where you you do your grill around at the backyard. Your barbecue around your backyard now, you know. So
It's not a charcoal? Oh, I thought it was that one.
no, not that charcoal. King Carlton. To goodness, I tell you, this information is so needed, you know. No, they have food grade charcoal. All right. Wonder if I have any more here. What's inside? Anyway, maybe I'll grab the one in the kitchen when somebody else talking. But yes, you have a food grade charcoal. You just mix with a little water, right? Turn it into a paste, and I tell you, it work wonders. You put it on cut, you put it on bumps, you put it. People use it as a mask, facial mask, um, especially women. Um, if you get wasp bite or sting, extract poison, um, and all of those things from wasp bite and them thing there. Um, it 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 is used as a poultice, um, you know, for numerous of things. It used to flush out the toxins out of your body. 1 tablespoon with 1 glass of water, 8 ounce glass of water. Mix it, drink, and flush out the toxins out of your body. It's good for a number of things, right? But we throw that aside. We go to the doctor, and you know, we big up his pocket. But a pound of charcoal goes a long way with a number of things right around your body. All right. So charcoal. Yeah, that's it.
And Queen Rosalind also put in the chat that clove and clove are very, very good. It have another one that, but I have to get the ingredients to get as where it's for the entire mouth, the gums, the teeth, everything. But I have to get the ingredients together first before I can tell you what it is, how to prepare it for yourself.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Queen JW. Right. So this this is
please?
yeah, but take a look here. This is kind of how it look. It's activated charcoal. This one is actually from coconut, right? So it's food grade, and it's good for a number of things. I just drink some yesterday because I try to drink it every week or at least once every 2 weeks. thereabout, and it flushes out the toxin. I tell you, it's a good way to rule your subjects. All right, it it releases the clogs and the bongs. So get it. All right. I think it's Walmart online that I bought it from. Can get it at Amazon. Um, number of places now. All right, but take care of our bodies. It's one body you got. I don't know if anybody, King Carlton, I don't know if anybody have a spare body in any closet. I don't know. I don't think so. Might be a possibility like how you have AI working for us now, but I don't think anybody have a spare body in the closet or, under the kitchen counter or somewhere there. So take care of the one body that you are blessed with. Be good stewards of that one body. All right? Wonderful. Mhm. All right. All right.
Well,
Yes, go ahead.
yeah, the question is just drinking water. Um, if the water is not too good, I can put lemon, right?
Mhm.
Lemon or
Lime.
lime,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
One, I can just squeeze one inside the bottle and drink, right?
Yes, ma'am. But
Okay, I just want
try
to mention
to
that. Try to.
mhm, try to at least get purified water. At least pure with the at least you know that they at least filter the water, right? Personally, I don't drink spring water, none at all. I just don't. I believe that it's the worst one on the planet. So for once it's purified, I in my testing, those are a lot better than the spring water. Um, and so at least purified water, then I'll squeeze lemon. I don't use pipe water to consume. I don't ever use it to cook, to be honest with you. Pipe water for me is just to wash plate and flush toilet and those kind of things. And then now I put a filter on my shower, and that's good. So the water that I cook with is at least purified bottled water, and so on. So I use it also. Yeah, right. Purified water. Beautiful. Beautiful. Um, and then now, even to cook, that's the water I use to cook. Yeah, that's the water I use to cook. Put in even my clothes iron. Because when you use pipe water and put in your clothes iron, after a while, if you notice, you see some white things coming out, some white, like pussy things or flaky things coming out of your iron. All of that is a chlorine. So it destroys your iron
Yep.
very quickly. So I use bottled water in my iron, my clothes iron. I don't use pipe water. That's how terrible it is. That's how terrible it is, right? So I don't even use bottled water. I only use bottled water for anything that's going to go on my body, right? If I'm going to wash, I wash only with cold water. I don't shower with hot water. I don't shower with warm water. I, yes, it is cold, and so you have to jump up and down in the shower till you get used to the cold water. But hey, that's you got to do what you got to do. Um, when you have the knowledge of something, you just try to adjust. So either sometime I do some little jogging and skipping and thing, and then my body heat warm up and what have you, and then we jump in the shower, so it's not that bad. Or, just jump in the shower and, you're screaming and jumping up and down and thing and getting used to the water and all of that, but I don't use hot water. I don't. I, the only time I use hot water is once a month. I put the dishes in the dishwasher, and hot water deal with that. Apart from that, my clothes, my shower, cold water. All right. Yes, Queen Dr. Benny.
I'm reading a question on the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Nadu stated that activated charcoal powder is for digestion too.
Yes.
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 Okay.
I say it's a whole peripheral of things that charcoal is good for. It's like every person on the planet should have charcoal in them house. It's good for a number of things.
Okay. And Queen Rosalind, she wanted the name on the chart. Queen Rosalind, I believe the name is activated charcoal. That she wanted that name, the name that
Yeah, man.
remember you tried to show us
Food grade.
charcoal.
From once it's food grade.
All right. If you can write it on the chart so that she can go buy it.
Yeah, I wrote it down already.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you.
Food grade activated charcoal.
On passive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. So I guess everybody is good now.
Dr. Benny.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it said that if you want the activated charcoal to be very efficient, you got to add it to how you call it, the beetroot, and then another product that the butterfly pea.
Beetroot, do I have to blend it or just are you saying like to eat?
Yeah, they are all coming like a powder.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I don't know, Dr. Derrick.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay to add the butterfly bee powder and the beets to the charcoal?
I'm not sure what the question. Butterfly what?
Pea.
Butterfly pea.
Mhm.
I've never heard of that before, so I couldn't answer you.
Okay.
Yeah. That
They are all organic powder. Yeah.
okay. Well, I mean, you just have to do your research and see what else is out there. I don't have the exhaustive list of everything. So if you look into whatever you look into and that is natural and it's beneficial, fine. But I don't know. I don't know it. All right.
Because I have a prescription of uh, powder for constipation, and he was giving me nose bleeding.
Mm.
That's why somebody else say, okay, you can use organic products
Mm-hmm.
instead to follow the prescription of your doctor. Yeah.
Okay. Possible.
So it's joining what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is
Even if I stop the prescription and I restart, the bleeding come back and I'm like,
Mhm.
I will not use it no more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Experience teaches with wisdom. All right. Okay. Beautiful. But as I said, the easiest way to go is just try to get back to the natural way that God created us. It takes life to feed life, and we are life. So you cannot be using dead to feed life. And you have to kill the animal so it's dead. And so it's a little impossible for something dead to feed life because we are life. All right. So that's the easiest way to go. So on your plate, majority of what is on your plate at each sitting should be life. Right? So breakfast time, you should have more fruits than things that are dead. Lunchtime, more vegetable than things that are dead. You get the point? It's simple, simple. You get more
It's
benefit.
logic.
You
Yeah.
get more benefit out of life because you and I are life. All right?
Right.
I don't think anybody would put some banana in the gas tank. That not going to help your car. Right? So you have to put what is recommended in the car for it to run properly. So kerosene oil, going to run it, but after a while it's going to destroy your engine. Same thing. Same thing. Dead stuff can run it, but after a while it's going to destroy your body. Simple. Straightforward. Okay. So wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Queen Dr. Nadu, and of course Queen Jacqueline Warner, and First Lady Dr. Queen Dr. Benny. Thank you all ever so
Thank you, Dr. Derrick.
Yes,
Thank you.
really appreciate it. All right, so at this time we're going to deep dive a little bit further into choose wealth. Choose wealth. All right, so remember we were looking at this topic last week. So, well, for the past 2 weeks now, we have been looking at this topic, choose wealth, and that is very important. So, let us look at it a little further so that we can get come to full circle with choose wealth. So we are on part 3 this wonderful day. So okay, all right. So choose wealth. Remember we said up to last week and the week before that it's based on your mindset. Let us take a look at our mindset. So things that you to feed your mindset is positive books. First of those positive books is the Bible. Then you can look at Cash Flow Quadrant. You can look at Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You can look at Think Big, Think and Grow Rich, Secret of the Millionaire Mind, Who Moved My Cheese. And the book that most of this information is coming from is The Millionaire Next Door. The Millionaire Next Door. All right. And so we stopped last week right here where we were looking at the the 12 rules is what we were looking at. And we said one, earn more than you spend. Earn more than you spend. Limit your exposure to bad debt. Be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. Build wealth, don't just try to look rich. Take steps to increase health span and plan to live forever, because that is how we were designed. We were designed to live forever. And so, moving into some more, choose your path to build wealth. Choose your path. You see, we want health, wealth. We want wealth happen to us. It don't work that way. Wealth cannot happen to us. You have to choose the path that you want to choose to build wealth. Over the past decades, we see where people want to build a happier, healthier, and wealthier life. So let us look at 6 main ways that people become rich, or richness is a part of wealth. Let us look at 6 ways that people become rich, or millionaires. All right. The first one is they marry well. You might marry a person who is a millionaire, so you automatically become a millionaire. Fortunate for you. 2, receive an inheritance. If you have a rich uncle or a rich grandmother or grandfather or family member, they might leave an inheritance for you, and fortunately, that is how you become rich. Have a unique talent, like Michael Jackson or Bob Marley or running athletics, Tiger Woods, etc., etc. Who to tell? That's another way to become a millionaire. Talent. Number 4, luck. Fortunately, you might put a $20 and you win the Powerball or you win the Lotto or something like that. Fortunate for you, good to go. But the sure away, or the too sure away, if you put your mind to it, is have an ownership stake in a successful business, or live within your means and invest your savings over a long period. Now, for most persons, this last one, the ship has sailed, the boat has gone. So we actually should have amassed all of that already. Because saving is more a long term than anything else. So many right now in on passive and maybe on this webinar would not be able to save, at $50 or so over a long period to amass um, millions of dollars. And so, therefore, number 5 is where we are going to zoom in on for a short little time. Number 5, have an ownership stake in a successful business. And this is where most of us are. We are looking forward to on passive. And do we have ownership stake? Yes. Not that we own on passive. No, we don't. None of us own on passive as founding members. No, we don't. However, the branding of our business that we will be involved in, that is what we are going to own. That is what Ashmafara is setting up for us. So it's not going to take 2 weeks or 2 months, because we're talking about the ownership of a business that has to be successful, right? And that is what is being done for us, a successful business. So this is the path that all of us in Unpassive has chosen, to have the ownership of this business that is going to be for us. Not that we own Unpassive, but each and every one of us is going to be owner of the business that is going to be branded for us by Unpassive. That is how serious that is. We are going to be the owners. Listen to this carefully. We are going to be owners of the business that is going to be branded to us by Unpassive. All right? So that is where we are. And that is where the path to build wealth is where we are. Number 7. Avoiding risk can be the riskiest strategy of all. The biggest reward comes to those who take smart risk. And I believe that all of us that is in Unpassive has taken that smart risk. You don't have to be crazy risky, and $97 was not crazy risky. That is the thing, especially for this type of a business that it is. It's not $97 is not crazy, or 107 or 143. Those were not a crazy risk to lose every day, because money always under inflation. So the value of $100 today is less 2 years to come. All right? And especially for us who are Jamaicans, we know that very well, because we remember when the value of the Jamaican dollar was $1 US, 1 Jamaican. Now it's $1 US to 160 something Jamaican. All right, so the value downhill big time. Okay. 8, get the best financial advice. Get the best financial advice. And this is where you seek out persons who are inclined in the financial sector. People who are CPA, people who are um, um, tax persons, people who are into the financial sector of things. All right. The internet is full of financial advice. Some will apply to you, some won't. It's best to sit down physically with someone, whether you're over the phone or physically sitting down with someone. And we have so many people that we can, um, we can refer to. You have Dr. John Jangwin. We have Dr. Patience. We have Queen Miriam. We have so many people that are out there that are in on passive that have the ability to help us with financial advice. All right, so seek them out. Seek them out. Make saving automatic. Make saving automatic. Look for ways to get it and forget it. Look for ways to set it and forget it. All right. Some contributions automatically to your investment account each month. Invest into your retirement account right from your paycheck so that you don't handle it. Because a lot of times when people handle money, it's bye-bye. It's bye-bye. So try not to handle it. 10. Money is time and time is money. Money is time and time is money. Most people know time is money. As a big believer in financial freedom, I also know that money is time. The more money you have, the more time you can create for yourself. You can pay a cleaning crew if you don't want to clean for yourself. So money creates time, right? For you and your family. Very important. Embrace the magic of compound interest. Embrace the magic of compound interest. The earlier you get your financial house in order, the more wealth you will be able to build. The quicker we get our financial house in order, the more wealth you will be able to build. And last but not least, have a plan to maximize tax now and in retirement. Have a plan to minimize, sorry, not maximize. Have a plan to minimize taxes now and in retirement. And that is where you sitting down with a financial advisor, a financial specialist, preferably physically or over the phone, not just Googling it on the World Wide Web. So while you build wealth, minimize taxes, and there are ways to do that, and your financial advisor would be able to advise you legally how to do that. All right, so those are the 12 ways. Those are the 12 ways that the rules that we can become a millionaire. Not overnight, of course, not overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. So just let us be patient, especially with passive. And as I said, most of the information, if not all, majority of the information get out of this book, The Millionaire Next Door. Very good read, and we should take a little look at it because it is very, very good. All right. And that concludes Choose Wealth. Thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. And close this. All right. So, as I said, thank you all very much to indulge in this presentation of Choose Wealth because it's a choice. It is a choice that we make. And so, if there's any comments or any questions, anyone? Okay. All right. Wonderful. So I
I
guess
just want to say, Dr. Derrick,
Yes, go ahead, Queen.
I just want to say thanks for sharing those 12 ways to choose wealth. And like you said, number 5 is where some of us will be started, you know. And thanks to Passive, thanks to Mr. Ash McFarland for even allowing us to be part with him on this journey of uplifting humanity. As we lift ourselves up, we will be able to lift others and each other. So thanks so much. And thanks for sharing that book with us also. Appreciate you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much also. Really appreciate. And at this time, I know First Lady Queen Dr. Benny has something to say.
So Derek, I just want to appreciate you for this platform and this presentation. It is very important for all of us to learn. What I do notice is that when you come and attend webinars, you learn a lot. And you teaching us, if we were to go out there to attend classes or this, we'll pay a lot of money. But people do not understand that. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you for everything. But most importantly, I want to thank Mr. Ash McFerrin for his love for humanity. Again, I want to thank God for bringing all of us together. Thank you, Dr. Derrick.
All right, all right. Wonderful. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. Really appreciate also. Thank you very much for all you do. All right, so at this time, we just want to ask Queen Jacqueline Warner to give us her final.
Well, like they say, health is wealth. When you have your health, you are wealthy. And then you can definitely seek on wealth in every different aspect of our lives. But we have to take care of ourselves. We have to become our best health advocate. We have to take control. And not only just because of passive, but because we want to live like Dr. Derrick said, you want to live a life worth living. You know, you just don't want to die and not live the abundant life that our Heavenly Father ordained for each and every one of us. You know, so it's not that the fact that we're going to die is how we're going to die, and neither one of us know how we're going to go out. So, in order for us to at least live the life that God intended for each and every one of us, we need to take charge. We need to take action, and we need to make it happen. You know, it's nothing like living a beautiful life, no matter in your golden years or in your youth or in your middle. middle life, or your 50s or your 60s. It's just the fact just to live. And that's what our Heavenly Father gave us life, is to live. It's not for us to die. And the good thing is he called us home when it's time. You don't want to go home. When you go home, it's immature. It wasn't your time. Even though people try to find ways to say, well, God called, it was God timing. No, God don't. He calls you home, and when He calls you, you're with a smile. You're happy. You extend your hand to Him, and everything is well. You don't have no regrets. You're gone in peace. So let's avoid the toxins, the ones that we can avoid. Let's be aware. Let's do some research. Like Dr. Derrick said, do some reading. Well, this is part of reading. And go on and do research and see, hey, what is good and what is bad, what I can buy and what I can't buy. Even though the natural way is going back to old school, you know, learning to grow our own vegetables. Do like the people in the blue zone. Make your blue zone in your zone. You know, if we can't move to the blue zone, we can make the where we live the zone. Start communicating with your neighbors and getting drawing start building a community within your community, because we're going to need each other more than ever. We're going to need God more than ever. We're going to have to trust Him more than ever. So let's do what is good for ourselves, for our families, for our community, for humanity in a whole. So thank you again so much, Dr. Derrick, for allowing us to have this as a platform, so we can share, so we can learn, so we can grow, and most of all, that we get our mindset in the right place so we can have a beautiful and joyful life helping others. So thank you again. Thank you, Dr. Benny, for all that you do, for sure. You're always there, no matter what, and everywhere. And we want to thank the brand ambassadors that shows up every Thursday, every Tuesday, even Sundays, like Brother Carlton and Queen Lily. They're always there supporting Deep Dive. So thanks again to all of you. And thanks again, Dr. Deborah. We appreciate you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all very much also. Thank you, Queen Jacqueline Warner. Thank you, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny, and everyone on the platform here, all our queens and kings, those that are on the varied social media platform. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. Nadu, and really appreciate all of you. So at this time, we will bid so long until Sunday. As we know, Dream Team on Sunday will be at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time with our guest speaker, King Vitel Smart. So please join us, please promote, please share. I think the link is already posted, or the meeting is already posted. So look for it, search for it, ask for it. Thank you all very much for a wonderful, wonderful evening. And also remember, on Monday, Mindset Monday, please, some awesome, awesome mindset is deliberated, is presented on that Mindset Monday with our own wonderful, illustrious Queen Miriam Edwards, EA. So please join, share, and of course, ring that notification bell all, and subscribe to that channel also, because I tell you, a wealth of information is there, and is presented there every every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. And you have yourself a wonderful Catawampus weekend as we patiently, please, patiently wait on our CEO. Because he said, remember, he said, this is going to happen. It is a done deal because we are in it to win it. Thank you all very much. And thank you all those on the varied YouTube and social media platform. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Over to you, Queen Dr.